Contad Part 2. The fight then turned to one with divine weapons. The Asura chief took the divine Brahmastra and then Srinara took the fierce Narayanstra. They met in the air and fell down, powerless. When his Brahmastra got fused, Sri Prahlada got wild with anger and taking a mace jumped out of his chariot and rushed at Srinara. When Sri Narayana saw the Daitya chief rushing towards Srinara with his mace, he asked Srinara to step aside and faced the Daitya chief himself. Sri Prahlada then attacked Sri Narayana and hit him with the mace. But the mace broke into 100 pieces and Sri Prahlada was forced to use other weapons. The fight became ghastly and even Devas assembled above to witness the fight. When Sri Prahlada found it was getting more and more difficult for him to defeat the Nara Narayana, he prayed to Sri Mahavishnu for help. Sri Vishnu appeared before him and when Sri Prahlada asked him the reason why he could not defeat Sri Nara Narayana, Sri Vishnu replied that they were the sons of Sri Dharmadeva who were invincible by weapons. They could be won over only by devotion. Hearing that, Sri Prahlada returned to Patal and entrusting the administration of his kingdom to his cousin Andhak, son of Hiranyaksha, Sri Prahlada returned to Badarika and, erecting an ashrama, hermitage, there, started a penance to propitiate Sri Nara Narayana. When Sri Nara Narayana appeared before him, Sri Prahlada requested to be pardoned for fighting against them. They pardoned him and blessed him and Sri Prahlada returned to Patal. Even after his return, Sri Prahlada did not take back the administration from Andhaka. He constructed an ashrama away from the palace and lived there performing penance. He spent many years there as an advisor to the Asura kings. Chapter 7 and 8, Sri Vamana Purana. Andhaka, son of Hiranyaksha, ruled over the empire only for a short time. At that time, there was a fight between the Asuras and the Devas in which the Asuras were defeated. 1. Danava. Danavas are the sons of Sri Danu, daughter of Sri Daksha who was son of Sri Brahma, and Sri Kashyapa, son of Sri Marichi who was son of Sri Brahma. 2. Daitya. Daityas are the sons of Sri Diti, daughter of Sri Daksha, and Sri Kashyapa. 3. Asura. Danavas and Daityas are Asuras. During the Samudra Manthana or the churning of the ocean, the Daityas and Danavas came to be known as Asuras because they rejected Varuni, the goddess of Sura, wine, while the Adityas or Devas or gods, sons of Sri Aditi, daughter of Prajapati Daksha, and sage Kashyapa, accepted her and came to be known as Suras. After a truce with the Devas, Sri Bali, son of Virochana, and grandson of Sri Prahlada was crowned the emperor of the Asuras. Sri Prahlada then went to the mountain Gandhamadana and started doing penance to increase his personal power. Sri Bali ruled as an antagonist of the Devas and so very soon, a grisly battle ensued between the Devas and the Asuras and Sri Mahavishnu defeated them. They fled from their land and took refuge under their preceptor Sri Shukracharya. Sage Shukra then told them, "Thus, you remain here without fear. I shall protect you by my power of mantra and medicines. I shall devote my cogent brilliance to your advantage. It is enough, if you remain here with full confidence in me." The Devas understood all these plans of the Daityas through spies and they met in conference to consider their future plans. They knew that Sri Shukracharya was very powerful and if the Daityas attacked them with the help of Sri Shukracharya, the defeat of the Devas was sure. They feared that they might even be compelled to flee from Swargaloka, heaven. How could the Daityas under the shield of the mighty sage Shukra be destroyed? That was the worrying thought of the Devas. They were thus worrying about this when Sri Shukrakaya went to do penance for attaining more power. The Daityas awaited the return of their Acharya, preceptor. In the meantime, they sent Sri Prahlada who was, though a Daitya, a friend of the Devas to talk peace terms with the Devas. The mission was successful and the Devas agreed to a no-war treaty. Sri Prahlada returned triumphant. Sage Shukra did severe penance to propitiate Sri Shiva and Lord Shiva appeared before Sage Shukracharya. Then, Sage Shukra told Sri Shiva that the purpose of his penance was to defeat the Devas. Shri Shiva then told him, "Thus, O sage Shukra, you take a vow and do penance with your head downwards over smoky incense for 1,000 years. You will then attain power and happiness as your desire." In fact, Devas thought Shri Shukra might not be able to complete the penance and so shall not succeed in his plan of destroying the Devas. But Shri Shukra started the penance in right earnest. The Devas were frightened when they knew of the deceit of the Daityas and the strategy of their preceptor. They decided to go to war with the Daityas immediately. The Daityas were in a fix. They knew that if they fought without the help of their guru, defeat to them was sure. So, they ran to the mother of sage Shukra and sought her help. The Devas rebelled against Shri Shukra's mother and she invoked the goddess of sleep and put all the Devas into deep slumber. Shri Mahavishnu, stealthily, carried away Shri Indra lying asleep. Shri Indra persuaded Shri Mahavishnu to kill Shri Shukra's mother and he cut off the head of Shri Shukra's mother by the divine discus Shri Sudarshana, foreseeing that she would be brought back to life and he would be cursed to go to earth as a man, Shri Vishnu Leela. Shri Bhrigu Maharishi, great sage, father of Shri Shukra, became angry at Shri Mahavishnu and cursed him, saying that he would be born on earth several times as man. After that, he brought to life by sprinkling water on his wife lying dead with her head severed from her body. Knowing well the havoc that would be created when Shri Shukra would come back after his penance, Shri Indra sent his daughter Jayanti to destroy the penance of Shri Shukra. She went in the guise of a Daitya girl to serve Shri Shukracharya. In the meantime, at the request of Shri Indra, Shri Brihaspati, preceptor of Devas, took the form of Shri Shukracharya and presented himself before the Daityas. The Daityas believed him to be their real Guru Shukra and were pleased. 10 years went by and one day, Shri Shukracharya, remembering the old events, left Jayanti and went to his court in the Demon land. Shri Brihaspati had by that time returned to Devaloka, fully satisfied with his mission. The Devas, not knowing that Shri Shukra had returned, started for a war with the Daityas. Sage Shukra, when he came back, went wild, when he came to know that his people had been worshipping Shri Brihaspati for 10 years. The angered preceptor was not to be pacified by any amount of arguments and so they sent Shri Prahlada to sage Shukracharya and Shri Prahlada pleaded for controlling his anger and Shri Shukra did so. Shri Shukra, then, saw with his divine vision, the maneuverings in mind of the Devas and was convinced that a war with the Devas at that juncture would be an utter failure. So, he advised the Daityas to desist from war and assured them that during the period of Savarni Manu, as current Manvantara, or Manu, is 7th and Savarni Manvantara is 8th. This event must have happened in previous kalps. To come, Emperor Shri Bali would become all-powerful and he would then fight and win the Devas. Shri Prahlada returned and told the Asuras the message of Shri Shukracharya. But the Daityas were not satisfied and compelled Shri Prahlada to go to war with the Devas. At last, Shri Prahlada was forced to agree and a fierce Devasura battle ensued. Shri Prahlada met Indra in a single combat and it prolonged for 100 years. In the end, Shri Prahlada won. Shri Indra prayed to the goddess and fearing that she might destroy the Daitya world, Shri Prahlada also prayed to her. The Devi was pleased with both of them and she pacified them both and each went back to his own place. 4th Skanda, Devi Bhagwata.